Welcome back. So today we are going to begin yet another strategy of solving quadratics. As you can see, there are a lot of different ways we can handle these. What we've covered so far is a zero product property, solving by square rooting, completing the square, and our final method is going to be called the quadratic formula. So quadratic formula, hopefully you remember, looks like this right here. And again, it's with the assumption that it's written in standard form. Okay, so it works with a quadratic written in standard form. So here, I know you've seen this before, but really all it is plugging in the numbers into the proper places. Okay, so let's dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label out what my terms are. So here, when the x squared is alone, remember that means a is 1, b is the number with x, c is the constant, the number by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label that out. I'm going to label what is my a, b, and c, because now I can appropriately plug them into the equation. So following the quadratic formula, negative b, so negative 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 3 squared, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. All right, now I want you to note how very carefully I put parentheses in there. Now, I also want you to note my second step. So calculate the b squared minus 4ac to get a single number inside the radical. So basically what I'm saying is calculate this first. Okay, I want a single number under the radical. And just to help you with that, to help you remember how to plug that into the calculator. So again, whenever you're plugging a number in, you want to make sure that you are using parentheses. So b squared, so 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 7. So that is how you're going to calculate that number that's inside the radical. Okay? Put parentheses every time you're plugging a number in and just type it in right like that. That's all that I need you to do. So I'm getting that 37 is that magic number inside my radical. So I'm going to write it like that. I'm going to simplify it. So I have 37 inside my radical. Then in the denominator, 2 times 1, well, hopefully you don't even need a calculator for that, because that's just going to be 2. And the cool thing is, here in Algebra 2, that's actually as far as I need you to take it. We're going to leave these solutions in radical form. So I'm okay if you leave it just like this. That is as far as I need you to go with these equations. So basically, all it is setting it up and getting a single number inside that radical. So let's continue with another example. So here, my a is 1 again, b is negative 5, c is 1. So I'm just going to label that out just so I have it. And now I'm going to start plugging things in. Negative b. All right, well, if b is already negative 5, what's the negative of negative 5? Well, that would be positive 5. So make sure that you're doing that properly. If b is already negative, negative b would be positive then. Plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. And again, our first step of simplifying, I want to get a single number inside my radical. So I'm going to go and I'm going to type that into my calculator so I can get a single number inside my radical. So b squared minus 4 times a times c. And if you type it in just like that, hit enter, and you will get the right answer, okay? So do make sure you're following along with the calculator, that you're putting in the right keystrokes, and you should get 21. So 21 is going to be that magic number inside the radical. And then again, on the bottom, 2 times 1 just gives you 2. And that is your answer. That is how you can leave it for me when you're solving quadratics. Leave it in radical form, please. All right. One last example, and then we'll be done with our notes. So this time, what I want to show you is what happens when a isn't 1. So here, a is 2, b is 3, and c is going to be negative 7. So I'm going to go and start plugging this in. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So always make sure that you're plugging everything in first. Show me a completely separate step for this. And then I'm going to take that inside piece, and I'm going to get a single number for that. So I'm going to go into my calculator. B squared minus 4 times A times C. Okay. Again, always make sure you're typing it in just like that with the parentheses exactly as I have them. And you will pop out the right answer. So in this case, 65 is that magic number that's going to go inside my radical. And then on the bottom, 2 times 2 gives me 4. And that is going to be the end of our process. All right. So that's going to be the end of our notes. So as always, please make sure you have all this written down, and then come and see me if you have any questions still.